Hey everybody. So as rough drafts are coming in, as we're starting the revision process, I realized I definitely wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about revision. So I don't want to take it for granted that we have been through a lot of revision processes before, and hopefully you have, and a lot of this information is redundant. But I feel like it's exceptionally important as we talk about this class, where revision is the expectation. So when I say that, that's because true revision is where real writing is done. You get that first draft out, something feels good about it, something doesn't feel good about it. And no matter what your topic, no matter what your goal, what your aim, you always know that there's something that could be better about the writing. This is part of what it is to be a creative endeavor. It's also part of what it is to be an academic endeavor. And that something could be you forgot to capitalize something, or you forgot to put the period in the right place, or you didn't use a semicolon when that would have made fluency better. But it could be I didn't get to the depth of an idea, or I didn't really explore this avenue, or I left the audience wanting in this place. And that's where the concept of revision becomes very abstract because there are some things that we should definitely know, and there are some things that we should engineer, and there are some things where we're going to have to start making real decisions. At this point in your writing career, what you're really hoping from revision is that somebody is telling you something worthwhile, and that's really the goal of the first person, the first people who put eyes on your paper, is that they're going to tell you something worthwhile that helps you to make some other decisions. Um, when you get really good at revision, then you're going to decide, well, do I want to take this person's advice? Do I not want to take this person's advice? And that even comes with me. There are times where students say, I don't really want to take your advice. And I either have to convince them that they should, or I can convince them that, okay, well, here's another area to work on. Because that's the reality of it. I am not only a more experienced writer than you, but I am an instructor of writing, so I know quite a lot more about how people receive things and those types of aspects that are really hard to explain until you actually get to working with somebody's specific piece. Um, the true goal here is to learn a little bit more as we're going through the process. So as you're hearing something new from a peer, as you're thinking about a concept or rethinking about a concept, or when somebody challenges you with, well, I didn't really understand this, even though you think you're being really clear, then we have to kind of assume, okay, well, maybe I have to go through the thinking process again and decide, do I want to spend time clarifying that specific detail. Likewise, when you're giving um, good revision advice, then what you want to ground it in is you, right? This is what I saw. You know what? Here's how I was taught how to use a semicolon, and I think it would work really well here. So that's one way to approach it. Saying, who is your audience? Could you tell me directly? And oh, now that you say that, I could kind of, well, what about this? You're kind of suggesting these ideas for other people. The reason that we're really starting with revision in friends groups is because you'll get a sense from people who like you. The downside of starting with a friends group is they might not tell you everything that you really need to know. So do remember, like, this is an open class. We have an open drive. Feel free to ask other people for their opinions. We don't have a cadet this year. That's something that we're kind of missing. So you don't get that other intervention in between, um, yourself, your peers, and then me. Um, and then, like I've said, many times, and will continue to say, be aware that you might not do very well on this first paper, and that's okay too. You're going to get a lot of feedback from me. So we're kind of working to make those goals. We're working to make those gains. And I'll give you little things. I don't read through all of the rough drafts. I kind of look them over. But if I'm noticing kind of instantly something, then I'm going to let you know. This is probably going to be a problem. Why don't you address this in revision? And that's a little guidance that's going to tell you, okay, so something needs to happen here. Whether it's I'm not meeting the page length or something else. It's usually technical if I'm looking at it just from that rough draft perspective. Um, so again, didn't want to go through this first piece without talking a little bit more about revision to you, and yeah, we'll go from there.